they were so committed to their performances that they weren't even, they weren't really doing it for cameras. They were just doing it.
Hey everyone, my name is Anna Rumor with PopCulture, and today we've got with us Danny Boyle to talk about FX's new series, Pistol. Well, I thank you so much for talking to me about Pistol. Taking on the story of the Sex Pistols is obviously no easy task. What was it that inspired you to take on this story at this point in time?
Well, I kind of lived through it, really. I would have been, I was sort of an open door, really, when they sent the first episode. My only hesitation about, I'd always wanted to make a film about punk because it's such a big formative part of my life. My only hesitation was I never thought I would do one about the Sex Pistols because there's such an electric current of hostility runs around them. They're always falling out with each other in the almost 50 years that have passed since they were together. That I thought, how would you ever get inside that? And then this Steve Jones's book is a little back door or side door in, and you can get inside the world and establish yourself and then welcome into it characters like Johnny Rotten, who were brought in and named as part of the process. So it sort of gave you a confidence about that this was a way in, like a Trojan horse in effect, that you were inside the citadel and then you could make your own way around the way you told it. So from having realised that, then, like I said, I was an open door. Because the chance to recreate the 70s and what they meant to the 70s, the way they disrupted the pattern of life was so important for me personally, and also for British society in general, and I imagine ricochets around the world as well.
Absolutely. And it felt really authentic. I mean, with the footage and just the way that the performances were, how did you achieve this kind of authenticity in the performances?
They are brilliant actors. You can have all the geniuses in the world on camera, on directing and writing, and if the actors aren't on it, it's good night, really. And so it's casting. It's 98% of it, I think. I mean, and it was wonderful to find. We've also benefited, I think we did this right the way through COVID, through lockdown. And I think the actors were desperate to work, so they had an energy about an appetite for it. Even though they knew nothing about it, we had to explain everything about them because they didn't really know about the Pistols very much. But they had an appetite once they found out about it, and that connected. And they're quite large characters. They're not unapologetic. They're quite uncompromising characters. So there's a chance to play strong as well, and also learn to be a group, which means learning the music, but also meaning what it means to be a group, because that's not just playing instruments, it's a group mentality. There's wonderful challenges for them. So we benefited from some great casting, and we were very lucky to get them all, and they kind of like blazed away. Because the world left us alone, because nobody could come. People weren't allowed to travel from Los Angeles, so we were left alone just to get on with it in London. It was an amazing period.
Yeah, Anson said whenever they were performing, he would almost lose sight of the fact that he was being filmed because of just how real everything felt for them. Yeah,
no, we obviously wanted to try and create that if we could. Yeah, that was the idea of it. I mean, that's also. They were so committed to their performances that they weren't really doing it for cameras. They were just doing it, because they could do it, and they got better and better and better at the songs. And for people, like when the extras, the supporting artists came in for the crowd scenes, they'd also been in lockdown. They hadn't seen any live music for like a year. And suddenly there was this band in front of them who could really play. So no wonder they lost sight of where we were with the cameras. And we were following the principles of chaos. We weren't telling people this is going to be a close-up, this is going to be a two-shot. It was just like perform and we'll make our way around and see what we get.
I love that. I love the principles of chaos. And I really enjoyed the series. So thank you so much for your time and for creating it.
Oh, brilliant. Great. Thank you.